No, you said I wasn't allowed to swear in the first 30 seconds. And it was like
That's not
600, like,
that's not swearing. That's about
I
60
know.
bloodies in about 5
I
seconds.
know it's not swearing, but some people, culture. So,
Yeah.
well, righto. Hello.
To be fair, I pressed the wrong intro as I do every single week. That was not supposed to roll. So,
Oh, well, we were into it.
yeah.
Man,
Yep.
my beard was really killer in one of those.
I know. It's grown out. We need to do a new intro. I reckon we need to work on that a little bit.
With more swearing.
Everyone loves to stop making that noise. It's the most random thing as well that came from. It's like it was your PC that had a fan running, didn't it? In the background, it was too loud.
Yeah, that's why you never send full videos to any of these scumbags. You got to cut it, because otherwise they'll just take the stupidest stuff. It's obvious.
We'll take the Mickey out of it. How's your mic level going there? It's a little bit on the downside. Maybe we're mucking around with it backstage.
I hate you so much.
Oh, that's. Hang on, go back. That's too much.
To 100?
No. Go to 80, 90.
I'm on 88. And our 3 viewers went down to 1.5. Sorry. It's terrible. What's Americanese swearing, bro? No, Lionel. What do you think Americanese swearing is? Like, what is that?
Maybe don't drop your suggestions of what Americanese swearing is in the chat, because we might get in a bit of strife.
It's been 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, true.
I'm all right, man.
How are you feeling?
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I went to jiu-jitsu today. And I've been doing some runs. I went for a skateboard today and yesterday, so I can't be that bad. But I'm just croaky and tired and old, really old at the moment.
More old than croaky and tired?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm going to get younger. That's the goal over the next couple of months. I'm going to work on getting younger, so that's quite good.
Okay, good luck on that.
The FCC published the 7 dirty words. I want to know what the 7 dirty words are.
You can Google them. Yeah, so
are they good ones, or are they just kind of lame?
They're pretty decent.
Oh, so they're not like PP. They're like proper words.
PP, yeah. We remember we made a pact that we were not going to use that word within the first 30 seconds, but I guess we're 4 minutes in now, so we could say
I didn't sign anything. So you can eat my ass.
Well, for those that are going to watch this later on replay,
there's also I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was saying 4 minutes in, and someone's going to watch this video about revealing the secrets of ham radio. You should get into it, and they're going to be like, "These two morons are talking about PPs on YouTube."
And you made me turn my input volume up to 100, so they've already left, bro. I wouldn't worry. I want you to have to sit through that. It's terrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Absolutely shocking. No one watched the rest of this stream. It's going to be all downhill from here. It never peaks.
Always
never peaks.
It peaks.
I reckon it peaked before it peaked before episode 1 when we didn't have anyone watching. I reckon that was the peak. Yeah.
True. Lionel would know. Ask Lionel.
Lionel's been here since day 1, as has Andy, who's in the chat as well. So. Whoops, I've already showed that one.
Pretty much everyone.
So.
Everyone.
Here we go. Sam's already brought it down.
I mean,
he's already brought it down.
It's like anyway.
So one thing I think that one secret of ham radio is that if you become a ham radio operator, you basically join this amazing community that includes us, right?
Yeah.
Sucked in.
It's true though. No. Sorry.
It is. It can be a good community though, of like-minded individuals who are interested in all sorts of things, electronics and radio communications, and to be serious for a minute.
Send it.
Send it. That's what happens when you're on CW.
That's the end of your serious.
That's it.
That didn't last very long, bud. What was that? 10 seconds?
Yep. That's it. That's all the secrets there are. It's just a decent sort of community occasionally, maybe.
Yeah, you think people are weird on the air? You should see what they're like on YouTube. It's the worst.
Or in person.
Shit. Oh,
KD2WLN got a VK POTA
VK.
station today. Sweet.
Man,
What band? What band was that on?
that's right. Was it Hefty 8? Was it Hefty 8? Or was it,
I I,
you know,
I reckon it was sideband. Surely, I reckon it was sideband.
you're old when all your friends are dead? That's very good, Rod. Like, it's good, man.
Ben's ham radio will take you places nowhere good, but places. That is true. It will take
buddy.
you all around the world.
I think I know those things.
It will. It will.
Yeah, I want to. I want to know what mode that is. But yeah, man, that's there's stuff.
Oh, sweet. That was 15 meters to SSB.
Oh, like,
That's cool.
yeah, buddy.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
10 meters has been going off as well.
Man, I was thinking about putting a Moxon for 10 minutes actually.
A
I
Moxon.
was thinking about it.
That's a decent
Thinking
antenna.
about it. Bloody T-Rod it is. It's quite big as well.
At home?
But it's not big. But it's like it's big, but it's not huge. You know?
Yeah, at home. Or you
Yeah,
you
bro.
thinking soda? Do you still do that?
Well,
Do you still do soda?
what is ham radio? I was actually for a second I was thinking about K6R carrying it and doing like a bit of a portable, you know. But that might have been quite loud. Sorry. But yeah, they're actually really simple, bro. I didn't realize how simple Moxons were. They're not that
Yeah,
complicated.
they're just a 2-element beam with the sides
They're all
folded in.
right. Yeah, it's just a bit of this and a bit of that, and your RFs
Bada bing, bada boom, you're good.
spinning, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, bro. I wasn't thinking about getting one. I was thinking about building one because they're really simple. And just for the lols, man. Because I've made 2 meter, 144. Excuse me, 2 meter Yagis before for working satellites, same as Yagis, but I haven't made anything bigger. And big is pretty much exclusively 100% always better. So
Yeah, always. The
and 20
Moxon
meter
has an
Yagis just do that.
the Moxon has an insane front to back ratio
Front
as
to back
well.
ratio,
So
yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
good if you've if you've got noise that you want to point away from or something like that. A little bit of gain too. Yeah, it works really well.
Yeah. I was thinking about looping as well. We've talked about that in the past.
Yeah, don't loop. Don't loop. Go Moxon. Go Moxon or go home.
Oh,
That's what
sorry.
I say.
I mean like log, like loop on ground, not mag loop.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Already got a big old
Yeah.
mag loop, buddy. Got a big mag loop. And it's kind of
What?
and that's why I'm not the nulling out of the noise. I've already tried that, and it's like my noise is just it's everywhere.
It is.
So,
It is. It is. What got you? I'm pretty sure I've asked you this before, but what got you interested in ham radio? Why did you start? What was it all about?
I got so the truth is I did it because my I don't
Because
want
someone
like I
told you
thought
that you
about it.
couldn't do it.
No. Although that would be fitting. No, my parents both have tickets, and I looked at it when I was a kid and
Do
wasn't
they?
into it because I had to do CW. But I did it for lols. It was like an upskill thing. I was like, oh sweet, I wonder if I can do this. And I looked at the exams, and the exams looked straightforward, so I just kind of did it. I didn't really have any intention of I'm going to talk more slowly. I didn't really have any intention of like doing anything with it. Well, I didn't know. It's such a funny thing. It's such a funny thing because you kind of do it, and whatever reason you have for doing your ham radio license, because it's so broad and like multifaceted, the chances that that's actually what you're going to do long term are so low because
Mm,
there's so much to do, man.
mm.
And you've got no idea the breadth of it until you're in it and you realize the different paths. There are so many strings you can pull on, and you just keep pulling forever. So, yeah, it's a really
Excuse
funny
me.
hobby like that.
I think that's what we're going to clip is that bit. Just then, you just keep pulling forever. So
It's quality content. What can I say?
you only
But yeah,
scratch
that's
the
why
surface with
I did
ham
it, right?
radio, though, don't you? You only scratch the surface
It's
with it.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like bro, the list of things you can do is just it's nonsense. There's so much. There's so much to it. I actually saw it was kind of like it kind of turned into like a bit of a, as you can imagine, like a bit of a flamey like yell fest, as ham radio tends to do on the interwebs. But someone was talking about
Or on
how,
there.
oh yeah, just everywhere. Someone was talking about getting their ticket and about how they were upset because people were giving them a hard time, giving them shtick, as we might say, because when they got their ticket, they didn't really learn all the material 100%. They mostly just learned the questions,
Oh
or
yeah,
like skimmed over
yeah.
it. That learned bits of it, but basically focused on being able to answer the questions, not truly understand the source
Cram
material.
the questions and didn't
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then we do, and like NZART runs ham cram events where you get your ticket in like 48 hours or 72
yeah,
hours and all that kind of stuff. And it's
yep.
very like, like there's a lot of peeps out there that are like, yo, you're a scumbag for doing that. You know what I mean? Like they're so anti that, like, have you considered just leaving? Like the door's there. Like you have to, where, and like that was totally me, man. Because I'm an engineer. Like I'm a software
Yeah.
engineer. I know lots of meaningless stuff. I know lots of nonsense. I know some things. But I was just like, bro, I learned I really just crammed the heck out of it, went and did it, smashed it. It was super straightforward. And then, like I said, like a month after I'd done that, I was like, wow, this stuff is actually really interesting. And then you've got a reason to learn this stuff properly.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's
yeah,
exactly what Kwana just says there too. Getting your ticket is a license to learn.
yeah, man, 100%,
Stepping stone.
100%. Yeah, so it was weird for me. It was kind of like, I was like, cram and slam.
Yeah,
That's when
cram
we
and
can't
slam.
say that. This is
Did
this is a this
you?
is a G-rated. Yes.
Is there only one There's only one license class in ZL, isn't it?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So,
Surely is.
and you didn't find it challenging.
No, but I'm a super genius, bro. So don't
Yeah,
worry
that's
about
true. That's true.
that. Yeah, like both of us, bro. Like
So let's just
you're like,
back
yeah,
the SWR curve
buddy.
up a little bit.
Yeah, buddy.
So you got interested in it
Continue.
because you had family who were interested in it. Now I didn't. What did you say?
Yeah,
You said
that's what I said.
your parents are hams,
Well, I mean, they're not really
not
they're not
really
super
active.
active, but they have their tickets. I have QSL
Ah.
cards from them.
Have you actually made contact with them?
Yeah.
Or they
How
just
else do
gave
you
you the
get QSL
QSL
card?
cards?
What are you talking about? This is that,
Well, I
that
don't
we
know.
do things differently in ZL, bro.
Well, you could have gone to their house and
Yeah, I got a
made
couple of
contact with a
VK
2 meter
QSL
handheld.
cards. Never bloody. I think it actually was, to be honest, on I think the ones that I do have. I think it actually was on UHF
Do they have it? Do they have an active
on the
station? Do they
national
actually have a
system.
station set up?
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. That's sweet.
the FTA.
Nice. A bit of FT8. So there's ZL. Oh, I don't know what that is. ZL
ZL7
uh,
banana. Yeah,
ZL7 banana. Oh yeah, sweet. Yeah, cool. Same
You
deal
gotcha.
with me though. It was family as well. Like I knew someone
like
who
your
was a
uncle or
ham.
something. Your
Hey,
cousin's uncle's kid or something, eh? Is
no,
it your
not
uncle?
uncle. No,
Yeah, that's
but
what I said, bro.
uncles. Yeah, not
Oh,
the
your
kid.
uncles. Oh, so it was plural. You had uncles on both sides. All right, man. Sweet.
I have no. So it's
You're in
uncles
deep.
on one side. Yeah, one's
That's weird
not
side. The weird side.
one's not blood related, and the other one is. So,
Everyone's blood related to VK, bro. Let's be real.
yeah, especially in Tasmania. Thank you, Plasma, for becoming a YouTube member. Plasma back on the thing. Oops, that was the wrong one.
Give me some milk.
There it
Yeah,
is. Thank you very much, Plasma.
Sport,
Good
bro.
stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah. So you just decided just to get you, but see, you were saying about people getting onto people about cramming their exam. Actually, I think I probably was it on Facebook because I think I read
Yeah,
the
bro.
exact same post. Yeah.
It was on like
So-
just new hams or like a general generic
I
kind
think
of group.
it was ham radio operators or something like that, or yeah, something
like
like that. And when I saw it, I thought the same thing too, because like everyone says, oh, ham radio is a super technical hobby, and you have to be super technical and interested in doing it. But as it's evolved a little bit, you've seen people like yourself. You're combining your love of the outdoors to go up and do soda summits. People do parks on the air, and they sort of combine different hobbies with something that interests them. So they're not necessarily that technical, and they say, "Oh, just another appliance operator," which I think is a bit derogatory, really. Calling someone an appliance operator, because at the end of the day, they've still passed an exam. They've still got a knowledge of setting up their station, whatever. So, and as Kawana said earlier, it's a license to keep learning. So, yeah, I don't understand why the whole whinge fest that happens. Whoa!
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Whoa, I got really ugly real quick.
You got massive very quickly.
Oh,
goodness
gracious! I need more light. My camera hates it. My camera hates it. I need more light on my face. I'm like a pixel city.
Colin says, CB, when he's 14, got hooked to radio, so the next step had to be ham radio. 18 months to learn to get my full license. That's the other thing. Some people take their tests. I know that we've got a guy here who passed his test, and he's like a super smart guy. And he passed his test, and he went like all the way to the top really quickly in such a short period of time. And we did a contest, and when we did the contest, it was you had to give out how many years you've been licensed as your number in the contest, so 001.
On the ID.
And everyone's like, what do you mean? You've only been licensed 1 year. There's no way you can be an advanced operator. You must be a pirate. And I'm like, come on, like this guy's like super smart, and who cares? Like if you've gone all the way in a year, like good on you. That's that's pretty good. Not everyone needs to do that, but if you've done that, then good stuff.
He was running SSB in the RDA.
Yeah, he would have been.
Pretty sure I heard him.
Yeah. Oh, Plasma just giving up away $5 now. Flex it.
Leave it. No, it was fun. When it's off screen, it's fun. Oh no. Oh,
jeez.
Hey, William.
Mike with the $20. What's going on there, Mike?
Hey. Good shirt, by the way.
This one?
Yeah.
How good did you ever have one of these?
Nah, bro, but I played GoldenEye with my friends.
Thank you very much, Mike, by the way, for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate it. Nintendo 64, greatest video console of all time. I've got mine in the cupboard somewhere.
Really good Nintendo thing. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Nice, Ben. You were advanced within 5 months, you legend. You legend.
Entertainment for insomniacs, Mike. Yeah, we've got a few of them who tend to draw a crowd with the insomniacs, don't we?
That's amazing.
No one else streams at this time. I don't understand. It's prime time for everyone. Why don't they stream now?
Is it? Yeah. 3 a.m. American is prime time, baby.
To give you an idea, it's 20 past 6 in the evening here, and it's about 20 past 8 over where we're in Kiwi in sheep time. So over here in dingo time, 6:20.
6:20. Training in the course of... I need to... Don't say them out loud. I need to read them before I say them out loud in my brain.
Old fart on a BMX trainer in a course I'm doing at the moment said the ACMA don't want you to be mathematicians. They just want you to be a bloody good operator, yet the exams want me to be an electronic engineer. The other thing too is that a lot of it is, especially here, is to do with safety as well. They want to make sure that you're safe, that you understand your obligations to be safe and for other people to be safe, which is why a lot of the regulations will be like asking about EMR exposure limits and making sure that you understand that portion of things. And most of the rest of it is to do with just being a good person on the air, I suppose. Not a good person on the air. What's the right word?
Operator. You said it before.
There's an unofficial code of conduct as a ham radio operator, really, isn't it? And some people stick to it, other people don't. But majority are good. So
yeah, and that's the thing, bro. It's not like you don't become a good operator getting a ticket. You become an awful operator getting your ham radio ticket. You got no idea what you're doing. You're just like you're a goon that proved that they knew some things, but you don't physically have any skill on the radio because you haven't used one before. You know, it's
You,
like
you,
it just takes time. You got to get the ticket first, and then you become a good operator.
yeah, it's all downhill, right? From
Mm.
when you get your license, it's all downhill.
Pretty
John,
sure Sierra Yankee is in a homebrew brewery, so it's pretty much always beer o'clock. Also, he's a ZL4, so it's pretty much always beer o'clock. But I appreciate that anyway.
John,
70%.
yeah, all overachieving. Exactly, exactly.
Logic. When did you do your? Oh wait, bro, you did your general, eh?
Yeah, I did my
What did you do that for?
general.
Was it just for
Sorry.
lols, or what did you do that for?
Yeah,
You want
just
more band
the
privileges?
Ham Radio Clubhouse are doing a extra by April event, and it's actually by the end of April. So the idea is that you should try and get your extra ticket by the end of April, or if you're just thinking about upgrading, then just go for that. So I did it. I didn't really study. I just did a lot of practice exams on hamstudy.org, and
You scumbag.
I
How
ran
dare
through
you?
those and I was getting like 95%. And this is the other thing I say too, is if you do study, make sure you leave yourself a little bit of headroom, because when you get into the exam, you do forget a lot of stuff. And then all of a
Mm,
sudden questions that you've been getting right easily in the exam, you won't think about it and you'll just get it wrong in the
yeah, bro.
actual exam. So I ended up passing. I didn't pass. It was it was a decent pass, but it wasn't the best that I'd done on the practice exams. That's for the general. I found that the general exam, most of it was just regulations. Like there's some really weird regulations. It's
Really?
it was like, oh, how high should your tower be without before you need FAA approval? And there's like nice round numbers. There's like 30 feet, 100
Oh,
feet,
yeah.
and then it was
That's
like, no, the
insane.
answer is
Of
200,
course.
200 feet, and it's like,
200 feet.
yeah, so
Wow.
apparently you can put 60-meter tower up without needing FAA approval. At least that's what I think. I remember
Well,
the answer was.
that
But
is significant, bro.
yeah, it was basically that, and yeah, Plasma's got it right, and any ticket basically, and it's also, it doesn't just extend to in the US as well. Like if you're in, obviously not in New Zealand because you've only got one license class, so you can't go up and you can't go. You're at a certain level.
Yeah, that's
But
enough, yeah.
if you, no matter where you are around the world, if you want to upgrade, then yeah, see if you can have a crack. We've got what, 9 days
Yeah,
left of April, so 10 days left of
sounds good.
April. Um, but yeah, passed the general. So that's an achievement. I did try to pass the extra without doing any exam, any study whatsoever, and I actually did better than what I thought I would do. Didn't pass, but the extra exam is a massive step up. Like even compared, like VK's advanced level is here, and I think extra is like here. Um, our standard is our foundation. Our foundation to standard is quite a big jump. Like it's a massive jump from foundation to standard. And then from standard to advanced, it's not really that much of a jump. It's a little bit, but not really that much. Whereas over there, I noticed that technicians really easy. Generals, about the mid range, and then extras like super hard. Like it's a massive jump from general. That's what I found anyway. Others might find something different, but yeah,
This is
it was pretty
70%,
good.
bro. You're looking for 70.
So 70, is it 70% or is it 75%? I think it's 75%, 76%. It's 76, which is really random. 76%, 35 questions for general and technician. But when you go to extra, you have to do 50 questions. So whatever that is, whatever 76% is of that. So 74%, sorry, plasma. Yeah, I know it was something random like that.
How big's the question pool, bro? The question bank?
Massive, massive. It's huge.
Aggressive.
It's like heaps of. I don't even remember how many banks of questions there is, but I think there's at least 10. I think banks of questions. So like 300 questions or something like that.
Your bank.
But yeah, it's pretty massive. I just noticed Jess just said, any suggestions on where to start with upgrading VK Foundation to standard or advanced? It's a very good question because there isn't really many ways to, like, there's no. I've been talking about online courses and online video, because it'd be good to do something like that. I'm not I don't have enough skills to be able to do that myself, but Fred Swainston VK3 something, he's done a couple of courses, which have been really good, especially for the standard and the advanced, and they're really cheap. It's like, I think it's like $10 or $15 or something. It's like to do the course, which is really good. He does it all over Zoom. But yeah, radio electronics school you could also try as well. Some people struggle a little bit with them. That's what John said. Found them really good. Some people do struggle because I think the delivery is a little bit antiquated, but it's got most of the stuff in there. It's got good stuff in there. So
in the States, you can't just set your extra. You've got to set all three.
Just to answer Chris quickly, the extra by April, run by Ham Radio Clubhouse. So have a look at their Google Ham Radio Clubhouse extra by April, and you'll find some info there. So if you pass an exam in the US, you get a free crack at the next one. So if you pass technician, you get a free crack at general. Generally, they say if you haven't studied for extra and you're going for general and you pass general, they say, look, if you haven't studied for extra, then don't bother. But you still can do it. But yeah, I'm not sure how many people actually go for general and then go for extra as well.
That's cool, man.
Metal Halo taking extra exam next month. Sweet. That's all. 100% on extra exams, pretty good, because I'm not getting anywhere near that. I haven't done any. Studying whatsoever.
Yeah, wicked. Plasma says you don't have to do them in any order. Does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, Jesus. So I said I thought it was like 10 pools. It's 600 questions in the pools. So it's a lot. It's quite a lot. Extra is just over 500.
Yeah, cool, man. But the first ones are easy, right? Tech is easy, and tech's easy, and foundation is easy. So no big.
Yeah, and that's just what Brett says here. Recently passed foundation, which again is the intro in the UK. 26 questions. So, if you're getting interested, which if you're watching this later on, then a lot of you will probably not have gotten into ham radio. Then the entry level stuff is, don't let it scare you away. It is relatively straightforward and easy to grasp and understand with relatively, simple study methods.
Oh, so you can take the extra first. All right, here's a dumb question. Why, if you rock up and take your extra first, why would you take your general one?
No, you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to.
Oh, sweet. So you can just rock up and set your extra without having the other two.
Yeah, well, so that's what Plasma's saying. You have to pass it. So you could rock up and you could take extra first, but then you have to go backwards and you would have to do general and technician, which doesn't really make sense. But it'd be an ultimate flex if someone actually did do that.
Funny. No, that's cool. That makes sense. Thanks, Plasma. Yeah, right. Interesting.
But yeah, to do an exam, like a US exam, it's like super, super simple. Like you could just do it online and you just go like literally hamstudy.org. You book in a remote exam session, book in a remote ham session with like GLARG or something, and they like send you a Zoom link. You pay I think it's $10 or something, and you just do the exam online on Zoom. Like it's super, super easy, and you get graded and get told straight away whether you've passed or you've failed, and then you can go on to the next one if you need to. Like super simple. Australia's we're just so behind with how we do stuff. It's just so ridiculous.
I had to drive to a city, bro. I had to drive to a damn city.
You had to? Did you?
Yeah, I had to wait like a month, and then I had to drive to a city, and it was scary, and there was people there. It was weird, and I had to find this old clubhouse. This old shed. It's a big shed. It's a nice shed, but I had to do a thing, and then I had to drive my family home. It was great.
Old fart on a BMX talking about foundation in Australia. I have the personal opinion, and this is my personal opinion that other people disagree with me. I think that we should not have 3 license classes in Australia. I think we should only have 2. And I just think we just don't have the need to have 3. That's just me. I kind of like it. It makes sense to have if you upped the foundation a little bit with the as the entry level license with the requirements, and then you moved standard down a little bit because, as I said, there's quite a big jump between the two. If you narrowed that jump a little bit, and like that's relatively easy because you basically just share questions between the pools, basically, and just make sure that they're divvied up evenly. Then you would have 2 license classes. You'd have 1 method of upgrade because the amount of people that don't upgrade from foundation is huge. Like there's heaps of people that just don't bother upgrading. And even standard, there's heaps of people that are standards and they just don't bother upgrading. Because like the number of foundation licenses is just on the rise. Standard and standards plateauing and advance is falling. So it just makes sense to go to 2. That's just my personal opinion. Some people that have been in the game longer than me disagree, which is fine. But you know, like it's proven, like you over there in New Zealand, like you've got 1 license class. It seems to work. I don't know what you think about that, or what role you think.
I just think, like, hey, Rolly. I just think, like, it's obviously it's a balancing act, right? It's for sure a balancing act. You don't just want everybody to have at it. You know, there
Yeah,
needs to be some skin in the game, but it can't be so
yeah,
hard that no one does it.
yeah.
And you've got to get it right because if you don't, then people either they're just never going to get there. But like people, they need to play with the things. Like you want to get people
Mm,
interested in ham radio, you got to give them all the stuff. Like you got to
mm,
give them privileges. They're going to need to be able to do fun stuff on HF. You know, they need to be
mm,
able to do stuff. So if you're unreasonably restrictive with it, you're turning people off because they can't do the fun stuff. So I think I don't know, especially when you consider that like technically speaking, anyone can just broadcast illegally. You know, like when you really look at it from a practical perspective, the mere fact that someone's shown up and tried to do a test, you know, I think speaks to, you know, like some level of maturity. You know, I think it's important that we make whether we teach people stuff and they learn some stuff, but I don't see the need to like really bloody whittle them down and, you know, like crack them with a cane if they make a mistake. Like, you know what I mean? I think we need some buy-in. There needs to be some buy-in. We've got to educate them in some way, but ultimately, we want the hobby to thrive and do really well and grow. And so to do that, we need to give people access to the cool stuff.
mm, mm. Do you find? I was actually surprised because I thought that being only having 1 license class, New Zealand would have more hams. But I guess you know your population is a lot lower than
Mm.
here, at least. But
It's
also
twice
that said,
per capita. It's twice as many as VK, I think.
yeah, yeah. So you're above that because of the based on the population, but obviously we've got more because we've got more people. But what? How did you find, like, because that you've only got 1 level and that's your entry level? Is that too hard for most people? Would you say? Because you said because you're an absolute gun. What
Yeah,
about for
I mean,
someone who's?
Yeah, I do have massive guns. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
We've already seen them
I,
tonight.
I'm a massive noodle. Excuse me. Um, that's a really good question. It's hard to know. I have no real perspective because I'm the only one in my age group of my friends that has a license. And having said that, you hang
Mm,
out with similar kinds of people. So I hang out with lots of engineers and nerds and stuff. I
mm,
do have a really good friend of mine who's a chef, and he's going to try. He wants to do he's just recently decided he wants to do his ticket, which is fantastic. Really, really cool.
mm,
I need to check in with him. But yeah, I think he was quite intimidated by the questions in the poll. Like it's certainly not easy to do. At the same time, I don't think it's super hard. But again, I have no contrast there. It's really easy for me to say, you know, I'm just an N of 1. Um, But yeah, I'll ask him. But yeah, I mean, I think just having one, there are pros and there are cons, obviously. It does make like I guarantee you ours is not as easy as like the tech or the foundation or whatever. Like there's a lot of stuff in there.
Mm,
But there's a lot to be said for just the simplicity of it, you know.
mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
For
I think I don't know.
for here, just quickly, I'll show Kwana's point here about a bunch of outdated questions and stuff, but not too hard.
It's the
Rolly's
same
made an interesting comment about this us versus them, and this is something that I think that we end up. I don't think it's so much in. I might be wrong here. The guys in the US might be able to answer this, but it seems to here in VK that there's a lot of us versus them when it comes to foundation. And I think the gap is starting to close a little bit now because what happened was we segregated foundation licenses with F calls. They were 4-letter F calls, which was a stupid idea from the beginning because they didn't think about future if they wanted to use digital modes, which inevitably was going to happen because of how popular it is. So then what they did was they dropped the 4-digit F call and they moved it to whatever call sign that's available in a 3-letter pool. So two-letter suffixes, are only available to advanced licensees. Pretty much everything else is free game with some exceptions with 3 letters. So what would happen is people would hear foundation licensees on the air and they would be like, I don't want to talk to them because that's a foundation license or some foundation license holder or something like that.
Bro.
Whereas
That's
now
really negative.
you can't really tell because everyone's got 3-letter random calls and no one can be bothered looking it up.
Okay.
So
So it
I
should be.
think I think that's improved and just saw this. Good on you, Stephen, as well. That's an awesome
man.
call
Look at-
sign, by the way. ZL1 gigahertz. I hope you're interested in microwaves. That'd be awesome.
You're gonna
if you are.
turn Hayden on, mate. Get a new call sign. Sorry to say.
Yeah. So and g'day to Lewis as well. Good to see you, Lewis.
Hey, what a legend.
Well, while we're talking about Lewis, absolute legend, great YouTube channel.
Hey, man.
He does some great numbers stations videos, doesn't he? He's just absolutely fantastic. I wanted to get back though to I starred quite a few questions because when we were talking about this discussion, there was a lot of comments coming in which I think are very important. So the first one was Brett talking about the UK is all online now and you get your results instantly. That's exactly what you want, and we don't have that. We have to, as John said, you have to go from foundation to standard. It took 6 weeks for it to come through, and then from standard to advanced 5 weeks. Like if that's a kid, for instance, who's doing it, they don't want to wait that long. They want to know straight away.
Gone, bro. They're gone,
Like
bro.
it's absolutely ridiculous. And to be having to wait that long, it's like it's real simple. It's like you've got the systems to grade exams instantly now. You don't need to physically get a paper back and go through every single question to make sure that someone, and they don't even give the invigilators. I've got to be careful what I say here too. They don't allow the invigilators to grade it like on the day, which is what used to happen. You used to be able to do that. So anyway, and then again, as Chris said, foundation is pretty restrictive because restricted to 10 watts. If you compare it to the entry level license in the US, if you're a technician, you can put out 1,500 watts on 2 meters or 70 centimeters if you really want to. So, it's
ripping.
There's some there is some problems and we need to work through it.
Yeah, man. I think the cool thing, I think F calling people was like, holy moly. Holy moly.
Old fart on a BMX, again, same thing. Wanted standard, but it was just too hard, so you gave up for 10 years. You see, you don't want that kind of stuff. And credit to you too for persisting and for actually getting out and getting it.
Awesome.
And Mike talking about the high license fees, like
it is a bit
absolutely
pricey.
It costs you like $200. Like if you're starting out.
Do you guys have to pay an annual fee?
Yeah, plus that.
Yeah.
Plus that.
Come on.
Which is like 50 $51, and then that's going to be dropped when the class license comes in, which they've delayed. And then we've recently found out that repeater licensees, which you still have to pay a fee for, we're going to have to pay a $4 tax, basically, or a $4 fee for every transmit frequency we have on a repeater license. So that means my repeater licenses have gone up 65% this year per license. So it's all, I don't know what the money grab's about. It's just ridiculous. So Jody talks about Canada, basic two-tier licensing. Yeah.
If you score well on the test, you get very good HF privileges. Interesting.
Yep. I think that's, that's good. It seems to be a good model that works well. Canada's probably very similar to Australia, I reckon, in what we should see. We pinch the foundation license from the UK, but again, the UK's, a substantial size bigger, and
sure is.
Canada's probably a bit more of a model that we should have followed.
Yeah, really interesting.
Finally, someone to got my call sign first time. Don't worry. If you have a look back on my YouTube channel, Stephen, have a look at all of my microwave videos. You'll see them on there.
He's pretty into microwave noodles this morning. I tell you what. That comment was ages ago, bro. I giggled.
I know, but I only just saw it. I do owe you.
He's a slow reader.
No, well, I was going through all those other comments first.
Good times.
But yeah. We kind of diverted a little bit here, but it's one of those things that I think a lot of people too, they look at ham radio and they're like, okay, so what's the difference between CB radio? And you try to explain it to them. And then once you say, well, you need a license for it, they're like, nah, I'm not interested. And like you said, you don't want to take away that requirement. You still want to keep that. But at the same time, you want to make it accessible enough for those who are interested to be able to, do something about it. So,
yeah, it's a delicate balance, and I think honestly, I don't know. I think it's better being if you're gonna play the balance game, which you should. As an idiot that no one cares about, I think it should be slightly easier. If you're worried about erring and it's like you're gonna err either side, I'd err slightly easier than slightly hard, because I think you're going to end up with a net positive. These are people that want to pay money, they want to learn, they want to do it the right way, they want to get their ticket. I wouldn't, I do everything I could to make them successful.
Heb, I don't know how to say that. Heb Domad 7 says going straight out the gate for advance. Awesome. Soda, Poda,
buddy.
HF, Morse.
Soda,
awesome.
Poda.
One thing I would recommend though is that you've got the four things there that you want to go for, which is fantastic. But don't overextend yourself with too many things that you want to do at once, because it does become overwhelming. But find something that you do want to enjoy and want to go for and do. And that will be your niche within a niche.
Stay away from that silly gigahertz stuff, bro. Your HF soda, you'll be fine. That's a good point, eh? That's quite a tall ask, eh? Trying to get your advanced and also figure out how to soda and POTA and figure out HF. And obviously there's huge internal requirements there. And there's also Morse. That's the full spectrum, bro. That's everything. I
tell you what though, like full credit for that. Full credit for that, because like that's really challenging yourself, like massively challenging yourself. Because like not many people are going to be like, I'm just going to go straight for the top and do the hardest thing in ham radio straight off the bat.
To the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yep. Mike does say about low fees, no Morse, about 765 hams in the US. I guess too, in the US, there is a massive prepper movement as well. So a lot of techs get their license because of the prepper movement. Whereas here in Australia and New Zealand, we just figured that the apocalypse won't reach us down here because we're too far away. So we don't bother with that sort of stuff.
No one cares. But also the topography is so different, at least here, bro. Like, I mean, obviously, like in Dingo Town, things are a bit different, but Actually, to
Mm.
be honest, most of the North Island's pretty flat, really. Like, well, it's not flat,
Yeah.
but it's certainly
I
not
couldn't
the
believe
Southern
how flat
Alps.
it was. Like
Bro.
driving along, like I mean, it was hilly, but at some points it was
Yeah,
like, wow, this is not what I expected.
yeah. It's because you're on the wrong island, bro. Ain't no one
Yeah.
got time for that.
Well, it wasn't my fault.
Well,
Um,
right where I'm at, there's just mountains everywhere, bro. So you need to focus.
I actually watched a super cool video the other day on YouTube, which is by a YouTuber called Sam Chui, I think. He does like
Airplane thing you're talking about?
airplane stuff, yeah. And he did a flight flying into Queenstown Airport with Air New Zealand, and like it was shot from inside the cockpit, and it's like super cool, like coming around through all the mountains, and then like all of a sudden you just see this runway in front of you, like out of nowhere, and like you're landing between mountains, and it's like, what? Like, this is super, super insane sort of landing. And apparently Wellington's a bit like that too, as well, trying to fly in there.
It's very different.
Well, windy, I mean.
It's windy. It's super windy. Yeah.
Yeah. Queenstown's a bit turbulent because of the mountains and stuff, I think, too. So, but yeah, pretty cool.
You got to keep people out somehow, bro.
But yeah, it's. I think that definitely, like, who was it? Plasma was saying earlier, or someone was saying, no, Metal Halo was saying earlier about the price to upgrade. It's one of those things. So
yeah, man, that point fault's going to be nuts. Join AREC, everybody.
what's the outpoint fault?
The outpoint fault. It's a massive overdue fault in
Fault line.
That's basically at the Southern Alps. Is the outpoint fault, and it's way overdue. It's really it's like clockwork. It triggers like clockwork, but yeah, it's way overdue. So
because like you live in, it's like a super dangerous place. You got earthquakes, you got volcanoes, you've got bloody
immigrant Australians.
You don't have any dangerous. You don't have any dangerous
bloody VKs everywhere.
Animals.
No, we got no dangerous animals. Just dangerous Southlanders.
Yeah, just the people and the geology is the problem.
Yeah, it's just the geology wants to kill you.
Which is good.
Yeah. Worst case, it's gonna be real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually a really serious thing. Like, yeah, it's not good. A little bit like the was it San Andreas fault line? Was it San Andreas the movie? The West Coast fault line runs through like all through there. Yeah, yeah.
So that's
I was going to say something else about licensing, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, this is kind of this sort of stuff. Why I don't know about you. I can't speak for you. Why you did your videos or why you do your videos on YouTube. But the reason I'm doing them is basically to try and make it a little bit more accessible to people, because a lot of people also haven't heard about ham radio before, and their interest is peaked a little bit. But like as you said, your friend before, he's a cook. Like that's like super random. Like not. It sounds to me like he's not really. His occupation doesn't really lend himself into something like that, like into ham radio. But I've also found too that people that like work in broadcast environments and work in radio or work with electronics, they don't tend to like. They might become a ham radio operator, but then they're not really active because they do it every day while they're working, and it's not really interesting to them.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah. But at the end of the day, guys, you can be cool like Hayden if you get your license. So I'd recommend it.
Why would you be cool? What about you? You're cool.
Don't worry about me, mate. The Alpine
There's a few quirks here too.
Don't you worry about that.
Here we go.
Gonna cook me.
Chris, we've gone 50 minutes and we're 20 minutes overdue. Chris has said, "What are the secrets to ham radio?" We have not revealed one secret at all.
For 3 easy payments of $39.99. Ringway Manchester will tell you them.
He will.
We will.
Is it call CQ? That's the secret, isn't it? Call CQ.
Yeah,
Hey,
if you want
James.
to.
James likes your guitar, by the way, and you've done a video sending Morse code on that
Yes.
guitar.
Sure have. That
You've
was awesome.
Yep. You've literally called CQ with the guitar.
It's my 90s Strat. It's an awesome guitar.
Yeah.
Old friend.
Sweet as. So, yes, we've revealed all the secrets of ham radio.
Sure.
We've unveiled them. Why you should get
Sure,
into
that's
it.
true.
We've probably spent about 30 minutes bitching about how bad the licensing is, but anyway, don't get
It wasn't
discouraged.
bitching. That was all Hayden. It was Hayden. It's fine. Just come to ZL. Stay away from the Alpine Fault.
But you said everyone needs to come to the South Island. That's the best island.
No, but you can't get there, mate, because you can't land. You described the airport.
That's true. You definitely need to go and watch that video. Actually, I won't, because obviously I can't play it due to copyright issues. But I will show it in the search terms so that you can find it and know what it looks like. Here it is. So if you're
the airplane one.
I would definitely recommend that you go and watch it because it is awesome video. Here it is. New Zealand's New Zealand's extreme flight, short runway and crazy wind. New Zealand's most challenging flight. Sam Choi. Yeah, he makes awesome videos. So he did that one recently, which I really, really enjoyed. So
Like it, bro.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it.
All right. Anything else, bro? Oh, John, Parkfest next weekend. Parkfest is on. Get on it. If you don't know what it is,
What's that?
Google it.
Was that Poda?
POTA,
Is it?
WWFF, VKFF, all that other stuff.
Work it.
Let me
Yeah,
see if
bro.
I can bring it up.
Yeah, the secret is to get up YouTube and yeah. So
Here it is. Pillinger Parkfest, 29th to the 30th of April. So you might work some VKs next weekend on parks. So I'm sure that there'll be plenty of spots cruising around. So yeah.
bro, where is
There you
that?
go.
Where's that photo from?
Oh, that'd be there, I guess. I don't know. Pillinger? Is that where it is? Pillinger?
Does New South Wales look like that?
John can let us know. Yeah, this is what Tasmania looks like, mate. You haven't been here.
I thought if I had to guess, I would have thought it was Tasmania. I don't know. To me, New South Wales is just desolate. You know.
It kind of does look like a little bit like Tasmania, but I don't know exactly where this is. I'm assuming that this is rural New South Wales, like probably down towards I don't know, ACT maybe down there. I think it's pretty hilly through there. Hold on, old fart on a BMX is saying the secret is to get off YouTube. Don't tell people to do that. Then they don't watch us with our wisdom.
True, though.
It is.
You could have worked 10 new DXCC entities in the hour you've wasted.
Actually, speaking of new DXCC entities, 10 meters, I was working the most random ones the other day.
Who'd you get?
Like, let me bring up my log because it's on.
Was it FTA?
Yeah, it was FTA. Yeah, of course. What's my password? I don't know. It was somewhere in Europe.
Sounds rad, bro.
Yep.
Sounds rad.
I'm pretty sure I could. I might be able to bring my log up here and have a look at it manually. It just takes time. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. La-di-da. Yes. Anyway, no one cares. But I'm sure it was good.
Here we go. Logs. It was... No. Can't open it.
South Africa, bro.
South Africa, bro.
Oh,
man. Who's worked South Africa?
That's awesome. So, KH6 Whiskey, India.
Oh,
Africa
sweet.
on
From
10
Hawaii,
meters. Yeah, dude, that is sick.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. It's in the logs here somewhere, but
I haven't got any Africans ever.
South Africa's like super hard from here to work.
From here, bro, it's just not.
Well, even worse, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
So hard. So hard.
There you go. There it
Freezing.
is. Do you want to? You're an expert at pronouncing names because in New Zealand you've got so many interesting names to pronounce.
Queen of Bear Brain?
And
Narabi? Narabi? Queen of
Narabi.
Bear Brain.
Narabi.
Bre? Queen of
Honestly,
Bear Brain, bre?
I struggled with the names over there in New Zealand. It was just impossible. I couldn't say anything. I struggled to even say Auckland, mate.
Yeah. That's bad. But no, the names, if you don't know what you're doing, the New Zealand names are very hard to.
Very. They're all. See, I don't even say Maori properly. It's Māori.
No, that's not that. Neither of those is right. But that's fine.
See what I mean?
The easiest way to say it is to say like moldy cheese. Moldy. Yeah, that was much better, bro. It was way
Moldy.
better.
Moldy cheese. So next time I come in, I'll say, so what I've learned about your culture is to say it, you need to say moldy, like moldy cheese.
Bro, that's the best VK pronunciation I've ever heard.
Well, thank you. I'll teach you how to pronounce. Kunarabaran when you come over here. Once I've learnt it. Rolly reckons if you get up in the morning, you'll be able to work South Africa on 10 and 15. The only problem is that means you'd have to get up in the morning.
I haven't been hearing them, Rolly. I haven't been hearing them.
You got noise at your house, that's why.
Yeah, I know. Someone should turn that off. Pain in the ass.
Well, you literally have the power to turn off the noise, don't you?
S3 is kind of neighborhood baseline. There's some. I think there's some. I discovered there's a bunch of solar panels like 7 houses down.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all right. Just go turn off their isolators on the roof, and they won't notice for a while till their bill comes in. No, I don't condone doing any of that at all. Don't do
the kind of stuff that Hayden does down in Tasmania on his street. I live on Hayden Street.
No one's got solar panels on my street, I don't think. So not anymore anyway.
Yeah. They've vanished. Mysteriously.
That's it. All right, bro. Anything you want to clear? You want to finish off with? You gonna do any videos? You gonna get on the radio?
I have new video editing software, and I tried to use it last weekend.
Yep.
It was hard, man. It was freaking hard. DaVinci Resolve, it's no joke. It's not like Premiere Pro at all.
So you moved in from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve?
Because I hate Adobe now. They're just evil. Horrible, evil corporation.
I just can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered learning anything new.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between
Thanks,
you
Mario.
and me, mate.
Appreciate that, Mario. And thanks to Chris as well. Christopher.
Okay.
Thanks to Christopher for helping out. All right, we'll be back in probably a couple of weeks, yeah? Yeah, bro?
Yeah,
see how we go.
Yeah, bro. Sounds good, man. Sorry it took so long, guys. Sorry I cranked up the bloody mic volume. Sorry Hayden was here again. Sorry about the topics of conversation.
All right, guys. See you later. Thanks for watching.
Pay Ringway Manchester some money.
Yeah, go over to Ringway Manchester. Are you still in the chat, Lewis? Head over to Ringway Manchester and just, send him dollar bills just like Lionel's done for us.
Dollar bills,
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Oh, he's paying in pounds. The Queen's money. Terrible.
Oh, dear.
The King's money?
The King's money.
She's still on it, though. So I guess it's still the Queen's money.
Is it? Surely it's the King. It's the King's money soon.
Well, yeah, but our Commonwealth Dingo Kiwi sheep dollars, they still got the Queen on it, right? I haven't seen real money in so long, bro. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So they brought out something the other day about that. So they said that here on Dingo dollars, they are going to keep the Queen on like a whole stack of coins and stuff for they haven't even given an end date. They're just going to leave her on there. So I don't know why.
Sorry, Mike. Yeah, sweet, man.
Well, with that, 73. See you guys all when we see you. Bye for now.
You're licensed. You're awesome.
Because we'll offend all the blokes on QRZ and on 80 metres. You know, why can't I get this right?
Okay, shall we get on with the show? What am I doing with my life? Bloody lost it. Stop making that noise. Stop making that noise.
He needs some milk.